start recording. Now this time I'll making a project, Java project, Selenium Java trailer. Right. So I'll finish this. It will take some time just because of video merging one behind, so RAM is also getting some memory, that's why maybe it's slow. Okay, now it's created. Here I'll make a okay, right click and make a package inside it. Guys, am I audible or not properly?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. So here I have to declare loop, right? Make a package like loop, right? So here what I will do, inside this package I will make a class while loop example, check main method and finish it. Now what I will do, I'll declare a variable int I is equal to 1, I is less than, sorry, while loop and I is less than is equal to 5 and print sys out I. So if I will run it and I don't use any increment or decrement operator, so I will be always 1 and this will be an infinite loop, right? This way this will keep printing, you can see here. So if you want to stop execution, just click on this red icon, the execution will stop. Now here if you will give increment operator, so I value will be printing, and here you can see that 1 2 3 4 5 got printed, right? So if what if I want to print here, now I'll print I over here, so you can see what will the output, you can tell me guys, what will the output, if anybody want to tell me what will be the output. Abhijit,
It shows it 2, it will start from 2,
why it
2,
will,
then 3.
why it will start from 2?
It will do the I plus plus and then it will run. No, it will be last. It will take a last digit, that is of 5. 5 or 5.
Okay, anybody else? Babya?
It will print one, sometimes it will print all digits together.
This system dot out dot
No,
print.
no, it will print one.
It will print 6 until 3%.
Okay, Babya. Babya, what will the output? You are not audible.
Yes, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and after this it will print 6 as I will be increased to 6. At the end of this loop, I will be 6.
Yeah. First time I value is initialized by 1, so why it will run from 2? Someone had replied it will start printing from 2. No. I value is initialized by 1. First it will come inside this while loop. I value will be checked, 1 is less than is equal to 5. The value is fine true, condition is true, it will come inside and it will print I, right? So it will print I value is currently 1, right? So it has printed 1. Now this time I plus plus, so I value is 2, again it will go up to 5, right? Next time when it will print 5, after 5 what will happen, because until 5 the condition is true, right? So after 5 the value will be plus plus I plus plus, so value will be 6. It will go here and it will check whether the condition is true or false. So because the condition is false this time, 6 is less than equal to 5 is false, right? So I value is 6, it will come outside of the loop and it will print I. So current I value is 6, that's why it got false, right? If it was 5, why it was false, right? Why it was coming out of the loop. So same thing, whatever happens in for loop, same thing also happens in while loop, right? Now we'll see what is the difference between while and do while loop, right? So let me comment this code, one liner comment, so that you can compare code. Okay, do while loop is syntax like this: do and here it starts from do and here we have to pass the condition, right? And like you can give like this and here, right? Now do, and after do it will entry, right? There was no condition check, right? There is no condition check at the beginning, right? Condition check is at least it will come first time inside this loop, then it will check the condition. In our college days what we have learned that what is the difference between while and do while loop. So we answer to our faculties that while loop first check the condition, then it comes inside the loop, right? So it is a entry condition loop because a condition is getting checked at the time of the entering in this loop, right? But this one is the exit condition loop because the condition is checked as the time of the when it is getting exit, first time it getting exit, right? So this, that's why this is called exit condition loop, right? Entry and exit condition loop. One answer, one more thing, we have given the answer to faculties like do while loop run at least once. Why it happens? Just because there is no such condition check available inside this do, right? It comes that. So if even if our condition is not satisfying first time, still it will get executed. In suppose I have int I is equal to 3, I will print this first, this print I, just because this I is in a slash, let me declare it by j, right? So I will print j, and here inside condition I will give j is less than 2. J should be less than 2, still it will print j. J is not less than 3, I have declared the j is 3, right? We have declared j is 3, so condition is false, but condition is not getting checked at the time of the entering in this loop, right? It will checked when it will be exiting from this loop, right? So first time j is equal to 3, right? J is equal to 3, it will come inside, there is no condition check, that's why it will come inside and it will print 3. Next time it will check j less than 2, 3 is less than 2, false, it will come outside of the loop, right? Now if I run it, will print 3, right? Because it run at least once, this is the proof of this, so that's why give answer to exit. This is the difference between while and do while loop. Now what is the difference between for loop and while do while? In for loop we what we do, there is a initialization I is equal to 0, I less than suppose 2, don't declare it otherwise it will be giving an error. I is already defined, I plus plus. You guys can see there is a initialization, condition check and increment decrement inside same line, right? But what happens in while loop, initialization is outside of the loop, condition checked in inside loop, and there inside the parenthesis there is a increment or decrement. What in while do while loop, condition is out at the exit time, right? When to use for loop, when to use while loop, right? This may be a question. When you know the condition when you know when the condition is getting false, then you can use the for loop. But when you are unaware of the conditions, then you can use while loop. You can prefer this loop, but same way you can do the things in from while loop, and same things you can do from do while loop, sorry, for loop as well. That, but when you don't know about the condition, when condition will be not satisfying, so in this that case you can use the while loop, right? So this was about while and do while loop. Now I'll be starting with the array concept, that is more preferable. But if anybody has any doubt related to this topic, you can ask me first.
Hello, I'm not getting about the while and the for loop going to use.
When you know that what will the condition when it will be getting false, right? Because suppose I have to run the loop till 5 times, right? So we know the condition at that case, right? So you can use for loop over there, because you can directly in a single line statement you can tell, right? But when you don't know about the condition when it is getting false, then in that case you can prefer the while loop, right? And this situation will come across, you will understand it, don't worry about this. But no, first know what how to use these things, right? And same pattern programming you can apply with this while loop as well. So I hope you guys have completed your assignment and practice a lot, right? Okay, now I'll be coming to array concept, right? So now let me jump to the first here. I need more attention while explaining it. For, oh sorry, array concept, right? What is an array? Array is a collection of similar type of elements, right? It means it is a collection of either integer, either string, either character, either boolean, whatever, right? So array is a collection of similar kind of elements, right? So just understand this, and more of the theoretical part I will share some data, but let understand how to why to use array. First, whenever you are going to learn anything, what I have started with, what I the agenda I follow, first I compare why and then how, right? So why to use this, just don't start using it, first understand why to use it, yeah, then how to use it, and this will be clearing all doubts. No interview question will remaining left to you answer if you follow these things. I have followed it, so I have get benefited with it, so that's why I am saying to follow it, you guys too. And this is not my theory, this is internet theory, many guys follow this, right? So why array? Let me answer you. Suppose you have a student class, suppose you have a class, just don't relate it to Java classes, just relate it to a real world, right? Suppose you have a class student, don't relate it, right? And you have 100 students, right? You have 100 students in class, suppose 8, right? So those students may have the roll numbers, or those students may have the names, but first I am talking about the integer array, that's why I am taking example of roll number, right? So those guys those students may have the roll number, so hundreds of roll number will be there. So if I want to store those roll numbers inside a variable, so how can we do it? There is two ways. First, int roll1 is equal to 1, int roll2 is equal to 2, so int roll3 is equal to 3. Similarly, 100 times roll 100 is equal to 100, right? So this will be 100 lines code, Is this worthful to write in this way? No, right? Because if we want to print this roll number, so what we have to do, again we have to use 100 times system.out.println, right? And we will be printing it 100 times, roll 1, right? Similarly 100 times sysout roll 100, right? So how to overcome with this situation? Use array concept, right? So I can do it in 2 lines using array concept. First, just declare an array, assign roll numbers to students, right? And second, just run a for loop from 1 to 100 and print it, right? So this is a 1 line of a statement. Why to run 200 line of codes for that? So this is the benefit of the array, right? So how can we use array? First, let's understand it. What is the syntax for it? First I am talking about integer array, which will store integer values, right? Int roll is equal to new int. Suppose I have 5 students and 5 roll numbers, right? So you can see this roll number, right? This is a variable name. Similarly, which you have defined like int I is equal to 5. Similarly, I is a variable and this is a type of variable, data type, and similarly this is a integer type array roll number. This will store roll number. And how it will store? When you will define index of 5 array, it will make like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, array index always starts from 0. You guys can take a screenshot of it, right? Index always starts from 0. If you will be starting it from 1, suppose if you will be, I will be explaining it later. First, just understand how to assign values to this array. Roll 0 is equal to, suppose I give roll number 11 to first student. Roll, here inside this I am passing the index of it. Roll 1 is equal to 12. Here roll 2 is equal to 13. Here roll 3 is equal to 14. Here roll 4 is equal to 15. What you can see, if the array index, we have defined index 5 array, there will be 5 elements, but starting from 0 to 4, you guys can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 indexes completing and index values from 0 to 4. Similarly, if we will define array index for 1 to 10, so sorry, 10 size array, so indexes will be 0 to 9, right? First this thing, there array index always starts from 0, so remember this point. Now how can I, suppose I want to access this index 3, this has 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Suppose I want to access this 14, how can I get it? Just print it system.out.println and roll number and index of that array, index is 3, right? So just print it, right? So this way array concept works, right? So I am jumping to the Eclipse IDE and explaining you so that you can understand this. One more thing, let me add first, these are the hard coded values, right? Because I have not covered two concepts, whether the scanner and buffer reader class, right? So I will be expecting you guys to complete it by your own, otherwise I will be having a session for it. So if you don't want to take hard coded values until then, you can use this one, you take input from user, right? Take input from your console also, but here I am not going to cover as of now, so you guys can understand by hard coded values. Okay, We have another option, my dot random, but that will be too early to explain. So now I'll be going to array part, but before that I want to know that everybody got the some understanding related to array. Anybody? Santosh, Bhavya, Nakul, Moinul, right? Everybody? Okay. Okay.
Understood.
Okay. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be starting with array coding, and you guys can think that if I was working with the loop, I have make a package like loop, and while loop I have used it. Suppose I was covering the for loop, same thing I was covering inside this package, right? If I was working with the do while and while loop, I was working in same package. But now I am going to cover the array, right? So why I am making a package for it? Just to understand, I will be making a separate package, so that you can understand some packaging concept as well. Why? Because you will get to know that inside this package I have a code for arrays, so you can directly refer it. That's why we make packages, so that we can understand that what code written over it. Suppose in Selenium we have a, before coming to Selenium, we have a concept like, we suppose we have to website to test, right? E-commerce website. So we have a login system in that, right? We have a dashboard in it, right? Our separate dashboard. So suppose I am a client, so client dashboard will be a, suppose there will be a module. So I will make that module and keep that code on that module, right? So that's why packaging helps, right? So you can understand by taking this example, but I am not covering a lot of that part as of now, so just understand that array. So array, and I'll taking single div. I don't have use constructor operation around, that's why I'm not taking it. Okay. Now here int, suppose role is equal to new int 5, right? So this is the declaration part of the array. This is the syntax. This one is variable name. This is the array type of variable, and it is a 5. Here I will store 5 values in it: 0, 11, roll 2 is equal to 14, roll 1 is equal to 16, roll 3 is equal to 17, whatever, roll 4 is equal to 20. Now suppose if I print sys out roll 1, so what will be the output? Nakul, what will the output? Yeah.
Output will be 16.
But you are confused answering, right? So
No,
sir,
output will be 15. As you are selected the array 1, roll 1, then it will print to 16.
okay, right, it will print 16, right?
Yeah.
So suppose you guys can see that I have 5 roll numbers, right? Don't think that we have to declare 5 lines same way we can declare integer, because we don't have to take, we have not defined this integer variable 100 times, just assigning values to it, right? So suppose there will be a for loop for assigning these values, or either maybe in there may be a scanner or buffer reader class to assign it, right? So we don't have to do that task 5 times. Now a single variable is storing 5 values, but if I have to define integer a, integer b, c, d, e, so that will be not be workful. Okay, so how can I print it? All these values I can, how can I print it? For int I is equal to 0, what is the size of array? 5. So I have to run it 4 times. I is less than 5, sorry, 5 times I have to run it, right? Because size of array is 5, so I will run it 5 times. So it will be running for 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 5 is less than 5, so it will not run for 5, right? Now I will print it. Here what I have did, roll, inside roll I have passed this index, right? So first time roll I, roll 0, 0 will be printed 11. Second time roll 1, because I will be incremented, and 1, so roll 1 will be printed, and similarly till roll 4 will be printed, right? So this way this is printed, right? Now come to these slides. What I, if I print for 5, just check this first. What I, if make it is equal to 5, what will happen? The condition which will be true for 5, right? So it will be going to first, let's see, there will be first this will print this, and then it will throw an exception array index out of bound, right? We thrown the exception array index out of bound. Why it has thrown? Let me see. But first understand this I is less than equal to 5. Okay. Actually what happened, I have defined the size 5 array, right? I have defined array of size 5. So this way it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This way 5 indexes are there. But I am running for 5th index also. So 5th index is actually index value 6, right? Index is 5th, but value is 6th value, right? But I have declared only for 5 indexes, right? So it is going beyond the boundary, that's why it thrown the array index out of bound exception. Okay, so what if I don't want to use this I is less than 5 over here, right? I just, you can use, what I can do, how to get the length of this. There is a method, or you can not say method, it is keyword for integer, roll dot length, right? So what you can see, there is no parenthesis for this length, right? There is no parenthesis, right? So this is not a method. For every method there is a, there should be a parenthesis, right? So this is not a length, is not a method. But if interviewer asks you, so just me come, let me come to the string array first, then I will be explaining what is the what is this length is actually. Just because if you are working with the strings, there will be a method for getting the length, right? So you cannot answer this is not a method just because for string this will be a method. Let me come to that part first, then I will be explaining. But how to get the length of this array? Just put it in the array name and dot length, so it will be returning the array length. So what it will be returning? Baba, can you answer me what this line will be returning to me?
I guess it should return an integer 5.
Don't guess, just be confident so that you can understand what it will return. It will return the length of the array, right? So this length variable returns the length of the array, right? Control, press control over here, because this is not a method, this is not a class, so there will be no link, right? But this will be returning the length of an array, right? I will run it. What it printed? 5. So there was 5 index array, that's why it returned 5, right? Suppose I have given 6 over here, so what it will be giving? Will giving 6, but last value will be 0. Why? Because last value I have not assigned, so by default array last value will be 0, right? Suppose I have assigned so some value to it, suppose I have assigned some value to it, so then this value will be replaced by, suppose I assigned 5 and 68, right? So what it will print 68, right? So this way you can understand, if we have not assigned any value to any index, so for integer array by default the value will be 0, for the string array by default value will be null, right? When I will be showing you when I will be coming to that. But have you guys got idea why use that dot length method? If you don't know what is the length, here I can see that in array index 66, but suppose we work in a project and our colleague has decided the array index, and this is a private class, that private method is using, or protected method, he is not showing his code to me, then how will I get to know what size of array he has defined? So I can directly use this keyword, right? This roll dot this keyword, so I will get the length of the array, right? So this way we can do it, right? Anybody has any question in till, right? Anybody has any question till now? Okay, so everybody, yeah, everyone means everybody got it. Give me a 1 minute break, I will be coming back, and I will be moving forward to 2-dimensional array. Just revise it and see somewhere. If you guys have any problem, I am opening this code and stop recording, again I will record this. Okay, I'm back. So anybody has any query till? Okay. Okay, Santosh, please mute yourself. Santosh, can you please put yourself on mute? I have 2 questions. Okay. Okay, I'll be moving to 2D array. Meaning, actually I think this is much explaining inside this pad, right? Because I cannot make indexes in notepad. You can use the paint, but I don't have that idea of using that, that's why I'm using this. Okay, am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay, please keep yourself on mute, guys, like Santosh, please mute yourself on mute. Now I'll be explaining 2D array. 2D array, 2-dimensional array. What is 2-dimensional array? Just first this, let me write this one. Int is equal to, here variable name array is equal to new int something like 2 or 3. Suppose, what does it mean? First there will be outer array, right? Index will be 0 and 1, and for this array there will be 2 arrays of size 3, 0, 1, 2, here as well 0, 1, 2. So first inside this array you have this another array, and inside this you have another array. So this one says define an array of size 2, and inside this size 2 array there are 3 indexes array, right? 2 3 indexes arrays, right? So actually internally this is not the case. Internally in operating system, do you think that this will be a defining index like this, right? But not. Here you have present 3 of this, like 0 index will have indexes internally, right? So you can understand by this way, there will be an array of size 2, and inside that size 2 array there will be another array of size 3, and 2 arrays will be there, right? So suppose, let me again do some part of it. Suppose I declare int arr is equal to new int 3 and suppose 4. So there will be an array of size 3. Index will be starting from 0, 1, 2, and size 3 will be there. And here for this there will be size 4 array. 0, 1, 2, 3. For this also 0, 1, 2, 3. For this also 0, 1, 2, 3. Now how can I assign values to them, right? So for 0 and 0, right, arr, suppose I want to, suppose first let me put some values to it, right? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. So I want to understand, if I want to get this 19, right, how can I get it? First come from here, what is the actual index? arr1. What is the second index? I want to get this 19, right? So this 19 is present inside the third index, so I can get it by this way, arr1 3. Suppose I want to get this 14, right? So how can I get it? Coming from here, just see that this is present inside index 0, write it 1, arr0, and here it is present on second index, so right. Suppose I want to get this 21, so I want to understand with Bhavya what will be the, how can I get this index?
Which one? For which one?
I want to get this 21.
It's the third, it's the second array and the first index of the second array. So it should be in this one, and in the second index you should write 1.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So this way we can define this array and we can understand what is the 2D array is all about, right? So first if I write 3, so there will be outer array size of 3 and the inner arrays of size of 4, right? So inside an outer array there will be 3 inner arrays, right? So now you guys can understand. Now if I want to get the length of this array, how can I get? If I will write like this, sysout arr, as I told, for single dimension array int, right, arr is equal to new int. If I wanted to get the length of this single dimensional array, I can simply print arr dot length, right, sysout dot arr dot length inside sysout, right? So I can print, this will be returning with 3, but you can see there are many arrays present, this one, this one, this one, this one, right? So how can I get the length of this array? So that I will come to that part, but first let's understand the second 2D array, right? guys, when we'll be covering the array and the string and all other things, then we'll be coming to the methods and the classes and ops concept. So by default we have present this method in Java, everything in Java in class and methods and objects, right? So we have directly this default method, right, which is the main method. So I can work on this. First let's understand every concept, then we'll be moving to part, right? Because some of the people have submitted the assignments very in a good manner, like Sales has worked on assignments like in a good manner. I got the feedback from Sumit, right? So same pace we all should come on a same pace, like everybody should able to do in that way. Like Sales, you can ask that assignment part to Sales and take a help of his, he has knowledge of that things, right? So in your batch I'll be asking Sales to help you of you guys, right, sharing that assignment to you. Okay, now if I'll defining with 2D array int arr new int suppose 2 and 3. So what internally happens I have explained you, right? Okay, now I will assigning two values to it, right? So what will be the indexes? First you can understand first index will be 0 and 1, right? Again if I am coming to here, what will be the first index? Yeah, arr 0 0, right? 0 0, let me take this first index will be arr 0 0, right? Second index will be arr 0 1. What is this 0 1 means? 0 and 1, 0 of this, 1 of this, second time 0 of this, 2 of this, third time 0 of this, third 3 of this, right? Second time, now this again this value will be plus plus, right? So 1 and 0, 1 and 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, right? Third time 2 and 0, 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 2 and 3. How can I do it using for loop? But first let's understand this concept. So first assign these values to it. Arr 0 is equal to 10, arr 0 1 is equal to 12. Suppose I copy it, zero 2. You can see first index of completed, 0th index till 3, 0 1 0 2 0 3, right? So 0 2, right, because it is of size 3 array, so 0 to 2, right? So okay, now what will the about second part? Just copy it and it will be starting from index 1, 1 0 1 1 and 1 2, right? Change these values so you can make the difference over it. 18 and 20. Now if I want to print this, any one of this, if I want to print any one of this, suppose I will print 1 0, so this will print 16, right? Error exists, where error exists? Okay, here. Okay, now I'll run it, 16, right? So what I can do, one thing first, let's understand how to get the length of it. Suppose I print like this is out, so here getting the length is out. For single dimension array, you were directly using this array name and dot length. This is not an error, right? So this will return the index size of this outer array, so this will return 2, right? But there is a problem. If you want to get the index of this 3, how can you get it? First reach out to the 0th index. Here you can type 0, so what it will return? 3, because inside this 0th index there are 3 indexes array, size of 3 array is present, right, inside the 0th index. Suppose I print 1, so again inside 0th and 1th, first then there in size of 3 array is present. I will show you visually, but you can see get this 3, right? How what it happened, let me explain first. This small things we will be using in our coding part when we will be developing in a framework, right? Framework. Okay, so here we have a size of int arr, oh, int arr, right? New int. Guys, do you have any problem using this Microsoft this tool? If I will be using with the somewhere like Paint, so that will be not clear to me while using this. Is just like a whiteboard, right? So this helps me a lot. If you guys have anything you want to change this, you can let me know, right? Suppose I can use black color as well, right? So here 2 and 3, right? So here you guys can see that 2, and now first let me declare the index 0 and 1. Inside these 3 indexes present 0 1 2 and 0 1 2, right? Now if I want to get the index get the length of this outer array, I can directly arr dot length, right? But if I want to get the get the size of this array, right, this array is present inside this array only, but visually I cannot show that, otherwise you guys will confused. Therefore I make like this, so you will be confused, right? That's why you can understand in this way that this is an array, and if I want to get the size of it, so you can do one thing. First come inside this, right? So arr 0 dot length. Now this will return you size of this array. If I want to get the size of this array, so how can I get? First come inside this, right? How can I come inside this? This is just for understanding purpose, right? There is no such concept available, but you can get the size like this, right? Why I am telling this? Because we will have use somewhere, like why 2D array I am explaining. There is nothing without any reason, right? There is a test ng, you must have heard, or you, if you have not heard this test ng or not worked with test ng, you must have you worked with JUnit, right? These both are same. This is the standard version, right? So I will be telling with use. This is widely used in industries. I am also using this. That's why I have worked this, but this has lot of users. They JUnit and unit, but I will be working with this test ng, and there will be a, when we will be developing the framework, there is a concept like data provider annotation, right? So providing data for 1 2 3, no. So in that case we will be using this 2D array concept, right? So also there are many uses when you are going to automate some scripts, write some scripts of some test cases. So that's why I am covering this. There is nothing anything without the reason, right? anything without the reason. Any session will not be going without any reason. You will be feeling when you will be working with Selenium. Let me, I will show something to you if I'll get time by the end of the day, by the end of the session. First, so how can I get the length of inner array? Just print these basic small things people search on Google when they start writing code. That's why I am covering. Everything is very well planned, so please pay more attention. Okay, so this has printed 3. So inside this printed 3. So I hope that you guys got the how to get the length, right? Everybody please ask anything if you want to. Everybody got understanding, right, Bhavya?
Yes.
Okay. Now how can I print it? Just first remove it. How can I print this, right? So you can see this is 2-dimensional array. So count dimensions are 2. So I have to run 2 loops. There is a array present inside an array, so there should be for loop inside for loop, right? That nested for loop. That's why you guys can now understand why I have still the nested for loop, right? Int I is equal to 0, I is less than, first make it like simple, first use I is less than 2, right? 0 and 1, 2, it loop will run 2 times, right? Now int, sorry, here you can declare int j is equal to 0, and here you can also declare I is equal to 0, so that this will be a global variable. You can use anywhere inside your class. Or okay, now I'll be removing this. You can see this inner layer array have size of 3, right? So I will run in for j is equal to 0, j less than 3. So it will run for 0, 1 and 2, right? Not for 3, but because it's less than 3. J plus plus. Now I will print sys out a, I and j. Oh, array name is ARR, right? So here I will give ARR. Now I will run it. So what will happen? First it will come here, I value 0, j value 0. It will print I ARR 0 0. So it will print 10. Second time, just because it came inside inner loop, so until the inner loop will not complete, so it will not going back to this outer loop, right? So j value is not false yet, j value will be plus plus, j value will be 1, right? So I0 j1, right? I0 j1, so it will print 12, right? Third time I0 or j2, condition is fine, I0 j2, it will print this. Next time j value will be 3, so 3 is less than 3, no, so it will going back to here, increment it, right? So these 3 values again will be printed. If you guys have gone through with this for while and do while loop concept and have completed assignment, this will be easy to understand, right? Otherwise it will help making some problem this time, right? So let me run it. Let me do one thing. First I will remove this ln here, and here I will give this line break, right? Why? First time when it will print all of these 3 arrays, this will be printed in by this inner loop, right? So after that printing these of 3, there should be a line break, so I can understand once it was completed, then second time it was again, because completed, and there will be a line break, so it will be easy to understand. But here I will give some space so that every element has a space, right? Okay, now you can see it the way it's printed. Just remove this, comment this line so that this will be gone. Now again I will run it. Now you guys can see it. First these three values printed, 10, 12 and 14. First 0th index printed, 0th index with the all inner arrays, right? Second one index with all inner arrays, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, right? 16, 18, 20. So now I hope you guys got an idea. Now I can make a change over here. Why? Suppose I have a class, I have a colleague working with me, and he has defined an array inside his class, and he don't want to show his code to me, and I don't know the length of that array, right? Because I have not seen his code. So how can I work? I don't know the length of the array. So in that case I can use the length keyword, right? I is less than arr dot length here. Now what I have to use over here? Can I use this arr dot length? Can I use this? Let's run it and see what happens. Values are missing. Why? Can anybody tell me why the values are missing? First is printed 10 and 12, then it printed 16 and 18. Last values it skipped. Why? Can anybody tell me? I have just explained earlier. Silas is there. Silas, are you in meeting? Yeah. Can you explain me why this skipped this? I have printed the values, right, and it has skipped this 12, 14 first and then 20.
Now print array dot length is the outer array length. For printing a value for j, you have to use the inner length of inner array.
Yeah. So got it? So it means, you guys, I can take another any of these, either 0 or 1, because indexes will be same for all, right? Just because I have shown, right? So for 0th index there are 3 arrays, right? For first index there are 3 arrays, and for 0 again 3 arrays inside, right? So there will be nothing changed. That's why I have provided. You can provide it 1 as well. We have seen that, right? Here we have seen that, right? If you want to change it, if you want that this should be dynamic, you can pass I over here as well. So for 0th it will be from 0, right? Got it or not? Yeah, everybody got it? Bhabya?
Yes, yes.
Okay, first let me make it 0. All values got printed, and second time if I print 1, again all values will be printed. If I want to make it dynamic systematically, so I can give I over here, right? Because 0 and 1 are I values, right? This makes sense or not? Today's class is very important. This makes sense or not? Everybody? Santosh?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was 2D array. Anybody has any problem can ask me now. If I'll be going through Selenium session and data provider notations, so I will not be expecting any questions related to 2D array at that time. I'll saying you to watch that video, right? Videos will be always available and I will say you to watch that video. So you guys will not find a good answer at that point of, because if I'll explaining over there, so this will be a never ending concept, right? So that's why if you have any doubt, you are free, feel free to ask anything, right? Because you can see day by day and session by session what code we are writing, what debugging we are doing. So you can see that, right? Just complete your assignments. So and one more thing, be very frank with me, I don't mind, right? Any question I will not mind. So ask anything related to topic, don't ask about whose considered collection over here. Just be on time, be on topic. So if I am talking about this array, 2D array, so put your all questions related to whatever. It may be not the case, then every time I can answer. Everybody is not perfect, anybody is not perfect, but anybody has any problem related to this code can ask me. Okay, so if your 2D array concept is clear, this means you are in a right path and you can learn anything in Selenium, right? Selenium is very easy, everything is about Java. That's why I am giving 3 to 4 weeks, right? Selenium is very easy. Scripting, writing scripts is not a big deal, right? If you have some very basic knowledge on HTML and very basic knowledge about Java, you can write this scripts, right? But sometimes there may be scenarios where you have to write the logics, right? In that case, that logics will be going through with these concepts, right? 2D array or collections or the for loop or break statement, if else part. If you have not clear with these concepts, then you will be facing lot of problem in that case. Logic building is something different, right? But the concept, you know the concept, you can write the logic. I can. Otherwise, if you are not clear with the concept, you will be facing problem. Okay, so this was the 1D array, 2D array, sorry. So again I will be coming to 3D array. I will not be writing code for that, this will be your task, but I will be showing some graphical presentation so that you can understand some way of it, right? There is not such uses of that concept, but still we should have an idea. I like to choose this one, black. Okay. Here suppose I declare 3D array, but first I want to confirm. Just unmute yourself and let me know if you guys have any problem with my writing, or if you have any problem related to this whiteboard. If I want to go through with the paint, but I'm not good with the paint, right? So if anybody has any problem related, accepting that, Moinu, if anybody has any problem related to I can make some writing better, but that will slow down my speed. Please, anybody tell feedback related to it. Is it helpful or not writing in this way?
Yes, it's helpful. There is no need of changing anything. It's good.
Thank you. So
Hi, Smith. If you use Notepad or something like that, like typing means that will be still more clear.
but I cannot.
Instead of whiteboard, if you write down this in a Eclipse itself, so we can save the time again writing any code next time. We can type it in a Eclipse itself.
Yeah.
But I cannot explain this. How can I make this over there? Like, I cannot make this kind of indexes, right? So it will be not helpful to.
I guess this is the better way to teach.
There are miscellaneous feedback, so I will be keep using it until it will not be disturbing sometime. Okay.
Okay, sir. If it is not clear, whatever the text means, we will get you that.
Okay, okay, yeah, you can do that. Okay, so this is the 3D array, right? So suppose I give size of 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so what will happen, some first time there will be a size of 2 array, size of 2 index 0 and 1. Inside this array there will be size of 3 array, size of 3 array, right? So here we will have 0, 1, 2, right? Here you will also have 0, 1 and 2. Inside this array there will be size of 4 array, right? So now this time 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Here for this index also 0, 1, 2, 3. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Here also size of 4 array 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and for this 0, 1, 2, 3. Suppose I have some values a, b, c, d, whatever, these will be integer values because this is integer array, but I am just taking this for example e, f, g, h, I, j, k, l, m, n, o, p, q, r, s, t and w, x, y, z. I don't know I have written in correct way. Okay, so now if I want to access, but first make sure these values will be integer only. I have just taken an example for it because I didn't have enough space, right? So how can I access this r? If anybody wants to, like I would like to know with Bhavya, how can I access this r? What I have to write?
So in the first this here you should write 1. In the second box write 1. Again 1.
Okay. So this way you can understand it. And how can I access using for loop? We have to run 3 inner for loops for this, right? First one for this outer array, right? So this for loop will run less than 2, right? Second for these 3 arrays, right? So for j will less than 3, right? Inside this these are the values, so I have to run this for k less than 4. So this is your assignment, how you can access these values, right? But we should have an idea about it and we have learnt it, right? So this was all about the array. There may be size index of 4 dimension array, 5 dimension array. So everything explaining is not worthful, so you have to understanding till at least 3 dimension array, at least you should have understanding till 3D array, right? But normally we will use till 2D array only. So that's why I have cleared everything about this 2D array. So I am not done with the today's agenda. I have also to clear about the 2 things. First one is the string array. I'll be starting in with the string array and differences between double equals to and equals method, and what is string array, what is new keyword, what is the how can we compare the content and how can we content the address or references. But before that I have some announcement over here, that first I would like to know how much of you guys are completing assignments, something like how much are you at least trying, right? Maybe you are not able to complete all of those, or so if I can ask anybody if want to answer. Yeah, Nakul.
I am learning Python as well, and I have a computer background as I am pursuing MCA. So while practicing Python, I am checking loops and all things of Java as well. Means I am practicing that too.
Okay, Shailesh.
Yeah. Actually, out of three assignment, I'm able to complete two. I started with three, but last week I had some other work of office as well, so I'm not able to complete the third one. But I can complete that today.
Yeah, you have completed first assignment in a very good manner. So I'll hope that you will be sharing that assignment to your colleagues or your classmates as well, right? So,
Yeah, I submitted the second one as well.
Yes, please, Shailesh, you can share.
Yes, sure. I'll share that in the WhatsApp group.
you can share in classroom, that will be always applicable to there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'll do that.
if you'll be sharing on WhatsApp, that will be missed, something like people delete the chats or something like that one. So you can share this in a platform, there will be always available, right? So
Sure.
okay, so Bhavya, what about your assignments?
Well, I have shared almost all assignments, but I'm stuck with one. I'm stuck with the prime number, printing 1 to 100 prime numbers between. So I'm stuck with that one. I'm
Okay.
not able to do it my by my own. Like, I'm I'm really stuck on that.
So actually, let me tell you that for weekdays classes, I have 5 days weekdays classes, like Monday to Friday, 5 to 6, 6:30 to 7:30, right? So I have organized a session with Sumit. So Sumit cleared her doubts. So some people are was in same pace as you are. So Sumit cleared our doubts. So because this is very beginning of the batch, we normally have only 2 classes on weekends, right? So although we don't go with the full 2 hours, just because these 2 hours classes, because there are some concepts in Selenium which I will not be able to explain in 1 hour or 1.5 hour. That will be taking 2 hours at least to explain that concept. Like there is a concept in calendar UI automation, right? So calendar, the Google, sometimes you use the calendar. So in that case, that class will take at least 2 hours, right? So but if you will organize the class for the uh, doubt clearing session of Sumit in weekends, so that will kill our full 2 hours, right? So I'll try that. I will try to organize a batch of with you, combined session of 5 to 7, 7 to 9. So next week we'll have at least one class of Sumit, right? So but let first complete some assignments by your own. Try, at least try. If you are facing problem, that means you are learning, right? So try, and if you are not able to develop the logic, just go search on Google and just browse YouTube. There are many lectures available of prime numbers, right? I don't need to at least make that lecture, right? So there will be explaining that much part of that, how to prime number. First understand what is the prime number, right? Then write the logic for it in your copy and pen, and then jump to the coding part, right? So I'll be stopping today's session here. So tomorrow I'll be starting with the string array. Although the previous batch 5 to 7 is far ahead from you guys, like I have covered the string array, right? So in that batch, but tomorrow I'll be taking full 2 hour session and completing that. You'll have 5 days to complete your assignments. So I will try to organize a session with Sumit. Let me check his schedule, and then I will let you know, guys. So, anybody is not else? Santosh and Rajinder, Moinul. So Vidya, you have attended very late, right? Right. So you will be facing problems.
Yeah, but not because of some issues. Because of the festival, I was joined late. Sorry for that.
No, this is just because you know that the recording will be available, right? So first you will be killing 2 hours here, and then you will be killing 2 hours watching the recording. Recording is only for that purpose. Suppose I explain some concept here and you stuck with some doubt, so directly jump to that point of time. Suppose 1 hour 2 minutes I have explained the 2D array, right? So just you can directly jump to that point of time, so this will save your time. This recording is not available for the killing the time, right?
Yeah.
I have free screen recorder, that's why I record this.